Okay. I have the we're live icon going. Awesome. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I cannot believe we are now more than halfway through May. The year is just flying by while staying at home. Actually, this weekend, my wife and I, for the first time in, 2.5 months, I guess, actually went and had a meal at a restaurant. It was so like 2019, it felt like. It was great. It was great getting out. Really great. Okay, it is 9:30, which means it is time to get this show on the road. Thanks for being here today. Thanks for whoever just loved the post. I don't know who that was, but thanks for your love. Good morning, Kathy. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Brian Williams, and I'm the founder of a company called Real Appointments, where we guarantee sales appointments, business-to-business sales appointments for our clients. And every day we do a little training to help you out, just to give you some guidance and some tips that might help you get some guaranteed business-to-business sales appointments. And that's what we're here to do today. Before we get into our content, I'd like to introduce my co-host, Ronan Rahman. And boom, he just appears.
Hey, boom, like out of nowhere.
I love it. We're really starting to get into this technology.
We are, and I'm coming to you via satellite from Antarctica.
Right. Are you in your igloo?
I am, but it's super comfy in here. Super comfy.
Good.
Indoor heating, big hole outside. That's our outdoor plumbing.
Wonderful.
So, big day today, because Monday, I think for us, Monday is the most powerful day of the week. Definitely. We start this week off powerfully because the message to market match conversation is the most powerful, most foundational one. So before we do get into that, though, I do want to remind everybody that we are open for comment and questions. So if you have anything, ask. But today's message, market to message match, is the most important message of the week. So with that,
it's a great way to start.
Get us started, Brian.
All right, let's do it. So as Ronan says, our topic today is market to message match. This is something that I have been teaching and implementing in my business for decades now. And if there's one thing and one thing only that you do in your marketing, it's get this right. I cannot stress that enough. There have been so many marketing campaigns that we've been able to fix by implementing this properly, including our own, by the way. Oftentimes, if our marketing campaigns aren't working, it's because we missed this part. We missed the point of this. So please feel free to take notes, ask questions. We're here to help you. So what in the world is a market to message match? Well, it's pretty simple, logically speaking. And but it doesn't mean it's easy to get right. So just because something is simple, it doesn't mean it's easy to get right. And that's what we're here to help you to get it right. Hi, Jorge. Lovely to see you there. Okay, so your market in this is the who you want to communicate with. Who do you want to receive your message? That's your market. Okay, normally it's an individual person working in an individual type of job or industry. Okay, we'll talk about that in a moment. Your message, of course, is what it is you're going to say, which could be in words, it could be in video, it could be in a graphic image. It's the message, right? And messages, it could be social media messages, could be something in the mail. Messages come in a lot of different formats, okay? So that's the message. So what you want to have is the perfect connection between your market and your message, so that when the perfect ideal person that you want to sit down and have a conversation with, especially when it comes to having an appointment, when they see that message or they hear that message, they immediately go, aha, this is meant for me. I connect with this and I want to learn more. I want to dive a little deeper. And that's why it's so important that you get this right. And there are so many of us, and I've failed to do this myself. So I'm right with you here, that don't have this set perfectly. Okay. And if you're struggling or you're not getting the result you're looking for in any form of marketing, it is likely because you haven't got the perfect market to message match. And it just so turns out we have a formula to help you get this right. So if you have something to write with and write on, I would get that ready now, because I'm going to share with you our formula. So this is right out of our workbook from our guaranteed sales appointments event, which, by the way, we are hosting again this Friday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. You can sign up now or sign up after this call at guaranteedsalesappointments.com. It's completely free. And if you want to deep dive into this and a whole lot of other things to help you get guaranteed sales appointments, please join us this Friday. But let's go into this now. So here's our formula. So the first part of the formula is to pick an industry. Okay. We call it choose a lane. Okay. So of all the different industries that you might have done business in, pick one for this exercise right now today. Okay. That could be health and wellness. That could be sports. That could be technology. That could be construction. That could be any industry you want. Just pick one. Okay. And an industry is an area that has a lot of different market segments. Okay, so usually industries have thousands, if not tens of thousands of individual market segments, right? Say, health and wellness has dentists and chiropractors and bariatric surgical centers and heart surgeons and, on and on. I mean, just it's endless, right? So that's an industry versus a market segment, which is the next part of the exercise. Pick a single, for this exercise, market segment that you want to do business in, or that you do business in, or you want more business in. Now, I know what's going on in your mind. It goes on in all of our minds. And that is, well, wait a minute, Brian. I do business in a lot of market segments. I get it. So do we. Okay, we do. We help financial planners and CPAs and IT service providers and business consultants and speakers and coaches and authors, a lot of different market segments. Okay. But for this exercise, I want you to pick just one market segment that you want more business in for this exercise. All right. Next is I want you to think of an individual person within that market segment. Now, this gets real narrow, I know, but think about the who. Think about who, if you could have your choice of anyone in that market segment that you want to have a meeting with, a Zoom meeting with maybe these days, maybe a face-to-face meeting. Restaurants are starting to open up around town here in Las Vegas. I actually went to a restaurant on Saturday with my wife. It was lovely. So who would you like to have a sit-down conversation with, right, in that market segment? Is it the owner of the business? Is it the office manager? Is it a salesperson? Is it the purchasing manager? Who is it? Okay, maybe it's a consultant. I don't know. Maybe it's a homeowner, depending on what kind of business you're in. So who within that segment do you want to meet with? Write them down. Write their job title down. Maybe even write someone down that you've met with before that fits this ideal individual, if you will, that you want to have more meetings like that with. And then here is the sort of creme de la creme. This is what will separate you from 95% of your competition if you can get this next part right. And this is the part that may take some thought, okay? It may take some more time than just today's call. And that is, what is it that the person you are going to meet with is what is it that they need? What problem can you solve that worries that person, that stresses that person out, that if they could just solve that problem, their life would be better? Okay, that is the key. And this is where so many business owners do not hit this in the emotional seat it's supposed to go. And I'm going to show you an example of this. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. So our client, Joe Kennemore, he runs a video production agency here in Las Vegas. They do large scale events. Well, at least they did. They're a little bit on hiatus right now. They're doing more virtual events, obviously, now, but they do large events with either hundreds or thousands or even tens of thousands of people. The staging, the lighting, sometimes they bring in the entertainment and the talent and the master of ceremonies, the videography, the photography, all that stuff. They handle all of that for some really, really interesting companies. And so if you look right below Joe's name here on his LinkedIn profile, in his headline that we've created for him, we've actually used this formula that I just shared with you to craft it in a way that that handles all the points of of that formula. I'll read it to you. Stress-free live events and video production for the most prestigious technology companies in the world. So he's called out the pain point, stress-free. Okay, that's a big deal when it comes to putting on large events. The people that put these on, they know it's stressful. If they've done it before, it's really stressful, right? Think of planning, I don't know, your wedding or your quinceañeras or your bar mitzvah, right? If you've ever done any kind of a family party, your 50th birthday party, whatever it happens to be, there's some stress involved, right? Well, take that and amplify it by about 10,000. And that's the kind of stress that happens in his business. So he knows that. We've called it out. Next, what is it that he does? What is it that he does? Video production and live events. For who? The most prestigious technology companies in the world. So if you are a decision maker in that market segment, right? You are in events, you're in human resources, you're the head of sales, whatever that happens to be, and you see this headline, if you see Joe connecting with you, you are likely going to want to have a deeper look, a conversation possibly with Joe. And that's how we use this formula to connect that perfect market to message match. Now, does Joe work with other types of businesses? Yes. Joe works in the health and fitness area. Joe works in the sports area. But for this campaign that he's running right now, we're focused on technology companies, and that's where that perfect market to message match comes into play. And you can always change it later. So that is the training for today. Ronan, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that when we first talked about it, that natural instinct was to, pull back, like, oh my gosh, if I do this, I'm going to cut myself out of something huge, because like you said, we work in all these different vertical markets. The thing was, though, is that as we also get in later in the week in the training, when we, tomorrow we're doing the 3-point power profile, and then Wednesday we'll talk about messaging. When we get into the messaging part of this conversation, being really tight in that vertical market gives you the opportunity to really create a tight message that's tailored to that person that you're talking to and build more relationships. So there's more to come with the training. Of course, we have the deeper dive on Friday at Guaranteed Real Point. Was it Guaranteed Sales
GuaranteedSalesAppointments.com.
Right? There's so many URLs, but that's where we really dig in. This will all tie together as we go through the week and the lessons for the week. But that was a hard one for me to wrap my head around, because I got in the scarcity mode where, oh my God, I'm giving up all this business. Not actually true. I'm much more effective at marketing to the market segment that I'm in. And then when I want to switch, I switch. So that's, I just wanted to add that in.
You may have heard the statement that if you market to everybody, you market to nobody. And this formula, this process of having this perfect market to message match is what we use to avoid that mistake. So I hope we see some of you, maybe all of you, this Friday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. You can sign up and reserve your spot. We limit it to just 25 attendees because we do it through a private Zoom meeting. So just go to guaranteedsalesappointments.com. We hope to see you there. We hope to work with you on Friday. Or as Ronan said, you can tune in tomorrow, and we'll be going through bits and pieces of this process of how we guarantee sales appointments throughout the week. With that, have an amazing Monday. Have a powerful Monday, and start your week off right. And let's have a great second half to May.